Hey everybody, welcome to another edition of Block Seats. I'm your host for this evening, White Chocolate, filling in for Frank Holder. This is a show where we talk sports with comedians. We have a lot to talk about. And we'll get started by bringing the comedians in. So let's start with Maury Smith. Mo, how you doing today?
What's going on, White Chocolate? What's happening, baby? Yeah, man. Funny how people ain't around when it's the parade day. I'm just saying.
All right, we're gonna get to that in a second. Let's bring in filmmaker Jason Hayes. Jason, welcome. How you doing?
I'm good. I understand why the NBA store is out of Knicks gear.
All right, let me throw this out there. We have both Frank and Howie are both dealing with family issues, which is why Frank's not here. So some prayers and good thoughts, good wishes for those guys, for them and their families while they take care of some business. So if you guys want to beat on me, I can take it. It's not a problem. Being from Boston, I expect it. So let's get the fun started. I don't really have to put this there, but we will. Championship parade. Mo, we'll start with you. Did you get to watch the parade? Did you see what's going on? I didn't get to see any of it.
Yeah, I watched the whole thing from beginning to end, man. I couldn't go down to the parade, due to my money. I ain't got no money. I'm about as broke. Oh man, shit. I'm broke right now. I ain't been working, but anyway, moving right along. I watched the whole thing on ABC News, on AB Channel 7 TV, you know what I'm saying? Because I got that on my Fire Stick. Oh, didn't mean to say that out loud. Hope the feds ain't listening. It was a true New York parade, baby. We had boats, we had buses, because we don't do boats up here. We ain't got no damn duck boats. We got double-decker buses, and we had stars. We had buses just for the stars. We got stars at the game. We had stars at the parade, and they wound it up, and they ended up with Alicia Keys with the New York anthem, baby. It was dope, man. It was something, in New York, we separate. You either Yankees or Mets, Jets or Giants. But everybody's a Knicks fan, baby. Everybody's a Knicks fan.
So, how you feeling after being able to watch them celebrate?
I'm feeling real good. Listening to the only thing is that I hope they don't go to the White House, because James Dolan said the other day, the team has been invited to the White House. I hope they don't go. I just hope they don't show up. I hope they don't go. We got our starting five coming back. Like how Jaylen Brunson said. When people say things about you, make comments about what you can't do, and when you accomplish it, we ain't got to say nothing to them.
Very good. Jason, thoughts on the parade? Did you get to see it?
I watched it, like a sensible person, because I knew it was going to be mayhem in downtown Manhattan. So I didn't want to go out there, to be with all those people, man. I mean, because I don't like crowds. I'm a germaphobe on top of that, so I don't need all them strangers breathing on me. But Mo, you could have got here, brother. As they said in the 60s, when you hitchhike, grass or ass. I know you got both of those.
Man, listen. I got a car. I ain't got a hitchhike. I got a vehicle.
You could have made it, Mo, grass or ass.
Nah, baby. Nah, they don't say grass ass. They say hook or crook around my way. Hook or crook. If you gonna hook for it or steal for it, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, nah. I mean, the city was wild, man. Like I went out earlier. Like while the parade was still going on. Because I ran some errands around here in Brooklyn. Dude, there was no traffic out. Like on a Thursday, there's never not any traffic out on a Thursday, man. I don't care. It can be Christmas, it'll be traffic. So to see the street so empty meant that everybody, was like either at the parade or they were in their houses watching it or someplace watching it.
Now, was it you that posted that the teachers and the students basically said, bleep this, we're not going to school?
Listen, it was so many kids on camera today, man, being interviewed by news crews and asking why they're not at school. Bro, they was all out there with their parents. Like it's guaranteed like hooky day, because the city tried to petition, because we mentioned this earlier, about about this statewide test is given here. The test is given today, and the state said no, you gotta take the test. We're not going to reschedule it because high school kids want to go to the parade. So listen, I think somebody might just say, forget that different part of my diploma. I'm going to the parade anyway.
It's only good in New York. That's the thing about the region. It's only good in New York. As soon as you leave New York, it ain't no good. It's like taking a train. It's like taking a Metro card and trying to get on the train, the subway in Boston or Chicago. And it's only good in New York. I'm surprised they still even do that.
They still got the Regents, man.
So let me ask you this. This is a silly question, but do you guys think that they can repeat? Is there going to be another parade next year in New York?
I think they can if they play it right with re-signings, with the bench, the core of the five, Mikal Bridges, Hart, Anunoby, Brunson, and Cat. They're still going to be there. They're under contract. We may lose Shamet, we may lose Mitchell Robinson, but and Shamet and Richard Robinson are key factors, especially Mitchell. I think they're going to try to maybe work something out. But once again, James Dolan, the jerk, knucklehead, dumbass that he is, because no matter how many championships that because it's his team, no matter how many championships his team brings, he's still a jerk knucklehead. You know what I'm saying? Don't nobody like him as the owner, even the fans. I'm surprised the play. Only reason why the players run with him because he signed the check. But he said on FAN Sports, we're not going into the second apron. We're not doing that. So already he had this. We hadn't even had the parade yet. He talking about not going into the separate apron, and in the same breath, talking about they going to the White House. But they got to do some re-signings. But we got to bring in another sharp shooter. If we lose Shamet, we got to bring in somebody else who could clear those boards if we lose Mitchell Robinson.
So that's the reason I asked that, is because Dolan did say they wouldn't go into the second apron, and they asked him if he would. He said he'd like to, but doesn't know if they can. So the rotation players, Mitchell Robinson, Shamet, and Jose Alvarado also has until Monday to opt into a $4.5 million player option for next year. So if they lose all of those guys and they don't re-sign them all, Jay, what are your thoughts on what they would look like next year, being able with their chance to repeat?
I think that as long as they keep those core five, like keep those Villanova 3, keep Cat, and keep OG, then they can build around whatever else they got. But I think signing Shamet is key for them too, because they need somebody who can shoot the ball as consistently as he can. He's a really good defender, which people don't talk about, and they need really good perimeter defenders. That's why I think that they might keep Deuce McBride, even though I think that's somebody that they could get off of. But can they repeat? Absolutely. But I think that they got to tweak some things. And if they lose Robinson, I mean, it'll be a big loss, but I think that you can find his production. With some other bigs around the league, and certainly somebody that can shoot free throws better. So we'll see what happens, man. I mean, but can they do it? Absolutely. But James Dolan, man, he's like silly fingers for his own organization. You know what I'm saying? It's so much bad karma and bad juju attached to him that I'm wondering if they can keep it going, because he's just a master of sabotage. And one of the most beautiful moments today at the parade was, like everybody was hyped. Every speaker, yeah. And when Dolan spoke, it was almost like being inside a Catholic church, bro. Like they was like kind of cheering. And he was trying to hype him up, but you could tell the crowd was not feeling him, bro. And it's one of the things I love about New York City. It's an informed populace. They know who he is, they know his history, and they did everything short of booing.
Nobody likes Dolan. Nobody likes Dolan. And you know what? The sad thing is, the only thing that can fix that is if he brings back Charles Oakley. If he breaks down and brings back and allow, because it was hard not to see Charles Oakley on that parade line. Like you see Kirk Thomas, Amari Stoudemire, Sprewell, Larry Johnson, Carmelo. I mean, all the Knicks, they had Walt Frazier was the first Knick out in the first car coming out. Like, you had all these Knick alumni, Patrick Ewing, Starks, Allen Houston, and no Charles Oakley. No, and I think I'm a little disappointed in the players from his team that nobody fighting for him, because he fought for them guys every night. You didn't come to New York trying to be a bully or trying to do anything because you knew you had to deal with Oakley. You know what I'm saying? Even the big guys, Horace Grant, Dennis Rodman, they knew they could do their thing, but you couldn't do it so much because you had Charles Oakley and Anthony Mason to deal with.
Jay, thoughts on Charles Oakley? Guys, refresh my memory as to what happened with him being on the outs with the Knicks there.
Dolan banned him from Madison Square Garden. Like, he's not allowed to enter the Garden. And clearly he's not allowed to even join the Knicks on the streets. Clearly, because I didn't see him today. And, you know, and if he was there, the cameras didn't find him, you know, because he wasn't a part of the parade. But, yeah, I'm just saying, man, I mean, Dolan doesn't deserve this team, bro. He just doesn't. He doesn't deserve this team. He doesn't deserve this city. He is the most undeserving, lucky person there is. There's nothing about this guy that says he should be where he is, but he inherited it. You know, that's what happens, you know, and that's why him and Trump are tight. They're the same kind of, you know, Nepo babies, I mean, you know, if you will, you know, inherited huge fortunes, you know, that their father built. Now, Dolan is not as bad at business as Trump, but they're the same kind of mindset, which is why I think they're really good friends. So there's no way that Dolan wasn't going to accept that invitation to the White House, because I think him and Trump are like really, really good friends.
Yeah, they are.
I mean, all I want to see is who's going to show up, because he has the power as an owner to say we accept. My question is, who's going to actually go outside of Mitchell Robinson, you know, because he's MAGA. You know what I'm saying? You know, Robinson is unapologetically a Donald Trump lover, which is why Trump shouted him out, you know, in his championship thing, you know, to the Knicks, you know, and especially the great patriot Mitchell Robinson. So Robinson is going. The question is, are those Villanova guys going to go? Is Cat going to go? Because, you know, let's understand this. Cat's mother was Dominican. Jaylen Brown's mother's Jamaican. You know what I'm saying? You know, and then you got OG Anunoby, who was born in London to African parents. And this dude's ramping up ICE attacks in New York City. So my question is, are they going to go, you know, to like stand, you know, and key with this dude, knowing that he's doing these types of things to this city specifically?
Okay.
Yeah, it's sad, man. I don't, you know, I just hope that I didn't know Mitchell Robinson was a Trump supporter either. I didn't know that. Yeah, well, I guess they're gonna re-sign him because that's what's, you know, right. watch him when they're gonna find the money for him. It's just, man, I can't. I hope they don't go. I just hope they don't go, because he'll do something. Because Trump will do something stupid. Like if they come, he'll have Nathan's hot dogs or something stupid.
Yeah, Nathan. Yeah, that is messed up.
He put it like in a campaign ad too. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you know, like you just can't be associated with him. You know, like you'll be there with the best of intentions. He'll take it and twist it into something different. You know, that wasn't even the intent. That's why I don't want him there.
Can't argue with that. Cannot make an argument at all for that. All right, so Mo, you kind of touched on this already. I found something where Jalen Brunson slammed the skeptics. The comments that you made pretty much spot on about you know, a lot of people having negative stuff to say, and not anybody having, you know, he doesn't have anything to say to them or whatever. Him making those kind of comments, does that kind of solidify him as like the number one like team leader for the Knicks? Like who's the number one? I mean, he's the number one guy, MVP, but who's the would be the leader of the Knicks going forward?
He's the leader. He's the leader. He is the leader. Now, who's the energizer is Josh Hart. I'm gonna say Josh Hart is Josh Hart is that dude that's gonna energize the team. But who do they follow? They're gonna follow Brunson. But Hart and Brunson are boys. They besties. They best friends. They as thick as thieves. You know what I'm saying? So he is the leader. You know, now that they say what the draft is less than a week away. I was watching on NBA Today. They're saying now when they drafting players, is he Brunson-esque? Does he have Brunson qualities? Can he be that kind of guy? Because you know it's a copycat league. So now they're looking for little guys with good footwork. You know what I'm saying? And it's you know, Brunson is the leader. When he came to New York, I was happy because I watched him in Dallas. I loved what I saw with him in Dallas. You know what I'm saying? I did. And they were talking Donovan Mitchell. I did not want Donovan Mitchell in New York. If you bring Donovan Mitchell to New York, this parade never happens. We never win this championship. We never do, because it doesn't become a team that we have now. You know what I'm saying? When you brought Brunson in, you brought in somebody that's like willing to go above and beyond, even when he's not hitting. And when it's time, he shows up. So he's the leader.
Jay,
Capitan.
Jay?
No, Brunson's definitely leader of that team. You know, he's the hardest worker. You know, they know that he's reliable, that he's gonna do what he said he's gonna do. He's gonna be out there ready to die for it. And most people ain't really ready to die for it like that. So, but what I love about Brunson more than anything is that he throws all these conventions out the window. You know, like a guard got to be at least 6'6", 6'7". He got to be this, he got to be that. No, you got to be a winner, man. You know what I'm saying? Brunson he reminded the entire sports world, but the NBA specifically, you got to draft winners. You can't draft dudes based off vertical leaps and all that, and how long, they can cover the NBA. I mean, how fast they can cover the NBA court in a certain amount of dribbles. That's not winning. Brunson won 2 national championships in college. You know what I'm saying? That's hard to do. He's won every place.
Did he win a high school championship too?
Nah, he didn't win it, but he made it to the game. But he lost, to a heavy, to a more powerful high school squad. But he's reminding you that winners win. Like, there's nothing sexy about Josh Hart. There's nothing sexy about Bridges. They just know how to win games. They just know how to go out and win. Cat only did 1 year in Kentucky. He did a year in Kentucky, but they did a lot of winning. So if you bring in people who are accustomed to winning and who know how to win, once they acclimate to the pro game, they're going to win there too. And they just serve notice, to the league. Get off of all these measurables, man, and start getting dudes, whose resumes say I win a lot of stuff.
Let me ask you guys this. Do you think that the NBA players, and each team has guys that are, as you described about Brunson, they are winners. But do you think that the players today are as hungry to win championships, or are they more interested in like all the side stuff, like dropping a shoe and getting, podcasts and all this other stuff? Because we've had 8 straight years with no repeat champion. Mo, go ahead.
It's hard to say. You can't get into the mind of an individual. Some individuals, they're all about winning. And those that are all about winning, we actually see them win. And if you just in there, it's just like comedy. Some cats get into it for the girls. Some cats get into it for the money. And those are not the successful comics, but they can be comics. But if you in it, man, just for the love of it, for what you do, and to be dedicated to it, and not just comedy, music, sports, whatever. If you dedicated to it, then you get what you put in. You get out of it what you put into it. But all of you want just a sneaker deal and this, that, and the other, and you don't want to work on your game, then you ain't gonna get nothing out of it. I mean, but it's different these days, because back in the days, there was no multi-lucrative sneaker deals for people unless your name was Bird or Johnson or Jordan. You know what I'm saying? Or Kareem or Ewing. People didn't get sneaker deals. Now anybody can get a sneaker deal. I'm surprised they didn't give one of us a sneaker deal yet.
I'm not sure what a white chocolate sneaker would look like, I'm afraid.
It looked like white chocolate.
It would definitely be canvas. They're made out of canvas.
Jay, go ahead. Your thoughts on the players today?
You know, it pains me to say it, you know, like overall. I mean, you know, you still got some dogs out there. You know, like I think that we just saw two of the teams that make up people who love basketball. Like I have no question that Wemby loves basketball. I have no question that Stephen Castle loves basketball, or that Ron Harper's son loves basketball, or you know, or that whole Knick roster. And you know, and that's why they're successful, because it's real hard to work as hard as you have to work to be successful to win championships if you don't love the game. You can't be in it for what's, you know, to what you can get out of it monetarily or like off the court. Like to me, that to me is a great separator of why I think James Harden never won. He had all the talent, you know, to go out there, man, but to be a champion, it requires something more. And if you ain't in it solely for the love of the game, I'm not saying he doesn't love the game, but I don't think he loves it enough. I don't think Harden is going to be in the gym as long as Brunson will. I'm just saying that. I mean, you know, if I'm betting on who's going to prepare the hardest and put the most time into it between Harden and Brunson, come on, man. We all know that answer. So a lot of kids, man, you got to say, like, when the time they started at like 8, 9 years old, they already getting praise put on them. You know what I'm saying? So they all been ushered through, told how great they are, you know, and to a large extent, man, you know, they're really good because of the right situations, and they can, you know, go to the right school, be one and done. But then when you get the money, if you don't love basketball, then what you chasing now? If you're chasing the money, you got the money now. So it's nothing left to chase after that. So I'm going to say I don't think they love it as much as they should, but that's like a more of a 60-40 thing to me. I think 40% of those dudes are dogs, you know, and they love it. But I think 60% of those dudes, they just in it, man, you know, for the women, the money, and the recognition.
So part of the reason I asked that from the outside looking in, because the way I watch basketball and I watch the players, I feel like they're more interested in like being first team All NBA, and they're worried about the accolades and the individual stuff more than the team stuff. And I find that when they're younger, they're more interested in that stuff. And then as they get older and they cross like 31 or 32, then they want to go and win a championship. You know, after they've already got all the personal accomplishments out of the way, which to me is backwards, because to me, if you get a chip when you're young, all that other stuff falls into place. So do you guys agree with that assessment or no?
I mean, first of all, let's just say this. No matter how talented you are, you're not guaranteed to go to the NBA Finals. You're not even guaranteed to make it to the playoffs. You know what I'm saying? It takes work. Yeah, man. When I was younger, I made dumber moves. We all made dumber moves when we were younger. And hindsight is always 20/20. You know, like JD says, it's 60-40. You know what I'm saying? Most guys come in and they want to be about that, but like I say, it's a different world, man. Out there, it's seen differently, and it's you know, everybody trying to keep up with the Joneses. And you know, I just want to say 1990s hip hop ruined everybody, because it made everybody want to be rich. Videos and diamonds and platinum and ice and all these and Benzes and all that. It ruined everybody, because if you ain't living like, you know, I was watching a clip of Martin Lawrence, and he was on Arsenio Hall. I think Arsenio was like, "You gonna take a girl with you over to the Eddie's house?" I said, "I'm not taking no girl with me over to Eddie Murphy's house." You know, Eddie Murphy got a movie theater, a bowling alley. He got a studio. He said, "How you gonna take a girl with you to Eddie Murphy's house and then you go back to your apartment?"
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, you want to. You want. Go ahead, JD. Go ahead, JD.
Yeah. I just feel like you gotta love it. And the thing that, you know, that I was always told in my life, you know, keep the main thing, right? And the main thing is playing basketball. But what happens you got a lot of these dudes, man, you know, like you'll be amazed at how many of these dudes, you know, like a Zion Williams or a John Morant grew up in like these little bitty towns in the deep South, you know, where they running around like 10,000 people at once. You know what I'm saying? You know, let alone, you know, what fills the arena and the notoriety that comes with, you know, they show up in the city and have like all these beautiful young ladies who've done their homework, they know who they are, you know, and they know how to say all the right things, you know, to get into space and do all that stuff. Not, I mean, not to mention the other part of it, you got other people, you know, who are just like trained predators, and they know how to latch on too. So I think a lot of times, you know, dudes lose sight of the main thing, and the main thing is playing basketball, working on your game, and the greats understand that. You know what I'm saying? You know, they spend way more time in the gym, you know, taking care of their body, doing those things, you know, than what these other guys do when they make that money. I mean, LeBron's a testament to that. You know what I'm saying? You know, I think about a guy like Ray Allen. Ray Allen took impeccable care of his body, you know, like his whole career. So I think Brunson is in that vein. I think Cat, you know, to a large extent is that way. So the guys who are about ball, they keep ball as the main thing. And the ones who don't, then I don't think that, I mean, that they love it like that. Because if you love it, man, you can't wait to get to it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you wake up ready to hit the gym, you know, what's next? And if you just in it, man, I got to go to practice now, man, but I'd rather be doing over here. I think that's a lot of those dudes, man. And I can't blame them, man. I mean, they get $300 million. What you going to do?
Yeah, that's why I asked it that way. I just feel like it's completely different from when we were younger in the 80s and whatnot.
They make that money, chocolate.
There's a lot more stuff going on. Right. Listen, they have agents that push for them. Hey, there's an advertisement deal over here. There's a shoe deal over here. There's this over here. There's this Netflix thing over here. You know, I want the guys to focus on winning the championships first and get all the rest of the crap later because it'll take care of itself. But I don't think that we're living in the time that way now. That's why I asked the question that way.
But chocolate, imagine a world where since you picked up whatever sport that you are great at, you've only been told how great you are and how everything evolves around you, and you've always been the guy. And then sometimes, you know, even when you get amongst a bunch of other guys, you're still a better guy than most of the other guys. And I think that you can get deluded into believing that it's really about you. And that is really about your personal, whatever you want, whatever you desire. And that, I think, derails so many teams, bro. I mean, I think about like how the Dallas Mavericks broke up with Jimmy Jackson, Jason Kidd, you know, and that squad they had going over a woman. They were fighting over Tony Braxton. You know what I mean? Come on, bro. I mean, that's not considered a team. You know what I'm saying? That's not saying that's personal, but in here, we about the business of winning games. You know, I mean, but that's what happens a lot.
And I look at guys like Kyrie Irving or James Harden that force their way out of teams every time, and they're not really, to your point, they might love the game, but the other things are more important than winning the championship. And I guess that's right. Kind of what I was getting at. And so
right. I want to say this though.
Go ahead.
This might be off the topic, but guess who was the most popular New York Knicks today was?
Who?
Jose Alvarado.
He's from Brooklyn.
Damn right, baby. Where you from?
He's from Brooklyn. So you know they loving him. And he's Puerto Rican. Come on, bro.
He's from the projects in Brooklyn, in Bushwick.
Right.
Down the street from me.
Yep.
So, hey, he's a hometown hero then. Good for him. You know.
He is.
Every single one of us grow up in the town and want to be on, you know, would dream of being on one of the teams and help them win a championship. He's living it. So good for him. No flies on him. Good. Good for him. All right. Let's see. What do we have next? Let me look at this.
I wish Mark Jackson would stop his grudge against the New York Knicks because he should have been on the sidelines too. He was just.
They traded Mark, man. They traded that man for Charles Smith.
They did, and it was wrong. It was stupid. You know what I'm saying? They never should have done it. I mean, but still, man. I mean, Mark was. Come on, man. If you would have kept Mark, it would have been we would have had a championship team. He was rookie of the year. But come on, Mark, you got to come back, baby. You from New York.
But as Mark says all the time, I was born in Brooklyn, raised in Queens, and he went to St. John's, bro.
I went to high school with him.
It didn't get more New York City than Mark Jackson. They traded that dude for Charles Smith to the Clippers.
You got to understand, they brought in Rod Strickland,
but they sent him to the Clippers.
Yeah. Back then,
they sent him to the Clippers.
That was hell.
Right.
All right. This is completely off the cuff. I thought of this not long before the show, so I apologize for not giving you guys advance notice. This just popped into my head. Best parade you've either been to or seen on TV?
The one today. That thing was bananas, man. I don't think you understand, Chocolate.
Well, listen,
I don't think you understand.
Listen, I'm in Boston. We're a little smaller than New York. We don't have a wait list with 3 million, number 3 million on it, like your who's it, your uncle or whoever?
Brother-in-law.
Brother-in-law's put on a wait list to be 3 millionth to go to the parade. So I just had to throw that out there.
So what happens? You know what I'm saying? Like if you don't understand New York City, like you don't understand, like an aerial shot doesn't let you fully grasp how big of an area that is. Like they're going from Chambers Street, which is like right by the Brooklyn Bridge.
Battery Park. Yep.
And it's and then that crowd went all the way down to the tunnel in Battery Park. Bro, that's like 15, 20 blocks, 25 blocks away of nothing but people. And then they're north of Chambers Street too, filling things up below Canal Street. Man, that's a huge area with nothing but people. That's crazy. I've never seen that.
And the news showed so many people who couldn't even get in to see the parade. They were just on the side streets. Like right now, I could jump in my car right now, drive to New York. It would take me 4 hours with no stop. And say I get to New York around 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, and they still partying. The bars are still open. The streets, they just opened up the streets an hour and a half ago. Everything was shut down from Canal Street all the way down until 5 o'clock this evening. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to say there's no parade like it. There's no city like it. And when you put a parade in this city, then there's nothing like it, especially with the Knicks, baby. I mean,
you weren't allowed to park below Canal Street. Anything south of Canal Street, you can even park your car. Now let's think you do. Canal Street is where the Manhattan Bridge is. All the way down to the Brooklyn Bridge, bro. That's insane.
It's crazy.
The reason I asked that question is because obviously New York has had a lot of parades. The Yankees,
yep.
the Knicks today, right? The Giants and the New York Rangers when they won the Cup in 1994.
Yep.
The Mets. And the Mets
in 86. Yep. Right. So all of them parades, you guys would say this one is the most crazy or best parade you've seen out of all of those.
But Mo touched on it, Chocolate. Like, when it comes to football, you're a Jets fan or a Giants fan. Baseball, you're a Mets fan or a Yankees fan.
Hockey.
Everybody is a Knicks fan. You know what I'm saying? Like, even people in Brooklyn, who like root for the Nets because they're in the borough, but that's because they're in the borough. But they're still Knicks fans. You know what I'm saying? At heart. And they ain't never gonna really root against the Knicks ever. I mean, they never say, I don't want the Knicks not to win because I'm a Nets fan. That ain't never happened in this city. So they unite the entire city, and it took 53 years.
53.
That's why it's crazy. I mean, I saw a lady doing an interview. She couldn't do the interview because she was crying, Chocolate. She was literally weeping and getting choked up just describing what it feels like to have won a championship that she could see in her lifetime. It's crazy.
Listen, let me be honest. Red Sox 2004 first championship in 86 years.
Yeah.
If you think there was a dry eye over here, I got news for you. Right? I was happy as hell for those guys, so I get it. Go ahead, Mo.
I want to say this too, right? And I know we ain't got a lot of them on here, the sad thing about up here in Boston is that they just look for a reason to hate New York. You know what I'm saying? They talk about the fans and what the fans were doing, but yet and still, when I was outside of TD Garden with my New York stuff on, if I didn't have my knife in my hand, they would have tried to run up on me and fight me. You know what I'm saying? I've been called the N-word so many times when I got on my jerseys or my hats or whatever. You know what I'm saying? And then you put on. I went online because I live here, so I got a lot of people that are from here, and they got on they I'm good. They only got 3 banners. We got this many banners. Like that's just pure, unadulterated hatred, and I'm so glad for it because putting up your past banner. Because as soon as I talk about the Yankee banners, oh, you talking about when there was only 12 teams in the league? Well, back when the Celtics was winning, it was only like 3 teams in the league: New York, LA, and Boston. That was it.
You had to win 5 games.
You know what I'm saying? Like, really? Come on, like how you just can't. I mean, I congratulated every single time I had to sit here and watch and be like, okay, y'all won. Congratulations. Y'all are the better team. Y'all won. Y'all are the better team. And I'm going to say this, I'll be quiet for now. Even though it took the Knicks 53 years, we doing better than the Red Sox because it took them 86.
But Bo, just real quick, the low-key hater in me respects that. I respect the hate, bro. I love it. I don't want you switching up because listen, I ain't gonna switch up and ever root for the Patriots. You hear me? Never in life, bro.
I don't root for them, but I will congratulate when they win.
I'll do that. I'm
not gonna sit back and be like, oh, y'all ain't shit. Y'all ain't this. We got this many championships. We got this. We got that. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, we won. Y'all, oh, this is the favorite line I get up here. Well, it's about time.
Right. But I respect the hate. I respect because trust me, New Yorkers, they hate root for nothing Boston ever. Not ever in life. They don't want Boston to win at hopscotch. You hear me?
You might get smacked for eating Boston baked beans in New York.
You might.
All right, so let me give you the white chocolate perspective here. I agree with you guys. There is, I hate the Yankees. I hate the Montreal Canadiens, but you can respect the teams that are good that win a championship. So I want to say, because I didn't at the top of the show, congratulations to you guys. Right, the Knicks definitely deserve to win, and that's the difference, right? I don't like the Knicks, but that doesn't mean I can't respect what they did, and give them their flowers for winning. But I don't like them. I don't like the Yankees. I can't stand them. But all the championships that they won when I was a kid, Bucky effing Dent, right? All those guys. So listen, I go that I'm showing my age here, right? We all are. But that moment at that time is like, look at the players they had. Like, you can hate the uniform, but you can't really hate the players and be personal and do like what Mo said and like try to run up on people. Every team, every city has fans that will wear a Knicks jersey or a Lakers jersey or a Canadians jersey or so whatever, Yankees. When they make it personal like that, I don't like that. Like, people should be able to wear whatever gear they have to an event and not have to worry about whether they're going to get into a fight or someone's going to throw something at them or any of that stuff. Like, some of the best times I've had personally at games is with other fans from different teams. You could talk to them, right? Like human beings.
Going back and forth, yeah.
And some of that I feel like because of social media and because of the way things are, and not that it didn't happen back in the day, but the personal vitriol should not be when you're at an event where you're trying to bring people together.
I'm gonna say this: when I cooked for a company at one point, it was like the district manager for the whole Northeast. He had season tickets to the Red Sox, and a lot of times he was a guy who had season tickets and couldn't go to a lot of games. So whenever the Yankees came in town, I get the tickets because he knew me. He was my district manager. He came. He knows everybody, and I was sitting with, and it's the same people when you got season, you basically sitting with the same people in those good seats because they got season tickets too. And they knew I was a Yankee fan and they bought me beers. I bought them beers and we talked trash. One dude said, look, I'm going to buy you because the Yankees were getting their butt kicked one night. And he was like, Maurice, I'm going to buy you season tickets so every time you come, the Yankees lose. He said, I want you at every single. But it was trash talking, but it was respectable. You know what I'm saying? And you wasn't allowed to like be outside of the norm of the disrespect. You know what I'm saying? Of the trash talking and took it somewhere else.
That's what makes it
say
fun.
F Boston? Did they say F New York? Yeah, we did. But it wasn't like it was F that. Let's have a fight. I mean, F Boston, F that. You know, listen. One of my jokes is I hate the Red Sox. I hate the Bruins. I hate the Celtics. I hate the Patriots. I even hate the Little League team in New Hampshire. But I love Boston people. You know what I'm saying? And I start my joke off that way. And they boo me. And then I get into I love Boston people. And I start to say things about Boston. I do love Boston people. I love it up here in Boston. I got my best friends in the world are right here in Boston. Does that take away from me being Brooklyn? Never in a million years. I'm still Brooklyn all day long.
Jake, any thoughts on that?
Hey, nah, that's it, bro.
Being at a game and being with other fans. Listen, I think that's part of the fun. Is heckling.
That is the fun.
And heckling each other without the actual hatred of like trying to fight somebody or whatever. Like that makes it fun, in my opinion, when you go to a game like that.
But fan is short for what? Fanatic. And there are real fanatics out there, man. You know, and listen, we're not talking about the people who got the financial means to buy tickets to be in arenas. Like, those are more rational people. We talking about the goons walking the street.
Goons.
Who just want they just looking for whatever, bro. Like, listen, man, we done lost. You know, the Knicks couldn't win tonight, but I'll tell you what, like in high school, man, you know, I played in hood schools. If we lost the game, we was gonna win the fight. And that just translates to like, you know, like, well, hey, we lost the game, man. We're gonna start something, man. We're gonna put pause on somebody, we're gonna win a fight tonight. And I just think that's kind of what it is. It doesn't make it right. It just means that that's what happens, and there are always gonna be lunatics out there that's gonna do crazy stuff. But overall, fans are just like what you guys described. You know, you draw back and forth, it's good-natured ribbing. You know, you buy each other beers or whatever that is, and then, you know, you shake hands, you know, leave, and then probably never see him again in most instances. But it was a fun night.
That's how it should go. All right.
Yeah.
I have another one, and you guys have seen me post in the group chat. The wrestler Danhausen, who put the curse on the opponents, right? The guy with the painted face. He actually, I didn't realize how the whole curse thing started until I was reading something today. He actually cursed the Knicks originally because him and Stephen A. Smith had a little tiff.
Oh,
right?
God.
And
We'll
somebody asked him after the Knicks lost the 2 games in the playoffs if he would lift the curse off. And he did. Took the curse off the Knicks and started putting the curse on the opponents. And they rattled off 13 in a row. So the whole running joke with him.
So he can take credit for that?
He's taking credit for that because now the WWE is part of ESPN, and he was on a Stephen A. Smith podcast, and they were talking about it. And so he's in there taking credit for lifting the curse off of the Knicks and putting it on the opponents. So my question is,
wow,
do you guys believe in curses? And if you do, what teams are cursed? And I'll just say Curse of the Bambino being the obvious one, right? Are there any others that you could think of a team that's cursed, be it the Knicks, the Cubs, the Red Sox, anybody? Do you believe in it or no?
Well, of course I do, because I put these silly fingers on all of Boston this year. How things go for Boston this year, Mo?
Right now, the Red Sox suck. The Celtics
it was the worst. It's still the worst sports year in Massachusetts.
So far, yes.
From the I thought I was gonna win the Super Bowl to the I can't believe the Bruins ain't in it to the Celtics can't hit a shot, to the Red Sox might not win another one and for another 86 years right now as we speak.
The Red Sox can't
This has
score
been
runs.
the
Those
worst.
fingers are doing some serious damage, Jay.
I'm telling you, I put them silly fingers on the whole Boston metropolitan area, man. And I refuse to lift it until I get my satisfaction.
But my boy used to say it was the curse of Bernard King that the Knicks had.
Really?
Yeah, he said because when Bernard King, because when he got the ACL tear, that was in the era when it took a year, sometimes
No,
2 years.
your career was over, bro. They had
Yeah,
no
your
repair for
career
that
was
back then.
basically, it could have been. And he came back. They got rid of him. The Knicks got rid of him. And ever since then, it went downhill. It went downhill, downhill, downhill. So my boy used to say it's the curse of Bernard King. Because he actually isn't a Knicks fan. He's at home right now, pissed. But I mean, I don't think I believe in curses more than I believe in just good ownership. It's a vibe that has to happen in a team. It's something that has to come over from ownership on down. I mean, I think honestly, Leon Rose and World Wide West got James Dolan in the room and smacked him around and said, if you want to win, then you listen to us. If you want to keep being the dumbass of New York, then do it your way. Where has your way gotten you? You know what I'm saying? He finally was able to accept that. It takes a lot to put together a championship team, and championship teams aren't made overnight. They're just not. They're just not. You know what I'm saying? This Knicks team, it wasn't overnight. The Splash Brothers, they weren't overnight. Some places were blessed to have that. The Lakers, when it was Magic, it was magic, man. Even when it was the Pistons, it didn't happen overnight. Even Jordan didn't have LeBron. None of them happened overnight. Even Shaq. They all had to take their bumps and bruises. So, it takes a lot to put together a championship team.
That's why I'm hesitant, man, with Dolan, and these moves they got to make, because you can't take team chemistry for granted. Like, people playing roles, like needed roles. Like, a lot of dudes don't want to do dirty work, like Josh Hart. Like, there's not many starting two guards who's not going to want X number of shots, who's going to be a hard-nosed wing defender, and go rebound the way that he does, and do it gleefully. It's going to be hard to find somebody, that's willing to play defend, like defend like Bridges and not really care about shots. So, have all that work together. Like, this is a danger zone for them, man, because if they make a wrong move or two, that whole chemistry can be out the window.
Okay. Sorry, I was doing something here. All right, I have another question for you guys. Let's put this up here. There's a lot of rumors flying around about Giannis and Jaylen Brown being swapped for each other. There's a whole bunch of scuttlebutt around here, Mo. You probably know if you've been listening to any of the sports radio about Jaylen Brown wanting to be the number one guy, have his own thing. What would happen if they got Giannis? In addition to having Brown and Tatum, would he be willing to be the number 3? So my question to you guys is, what is the best scenario that you think is going to happen with these guys? Because nobody knows, and all the speculation every day, something different keeps coming out. I know Giannis wants to go to Miami. There's some scuttlebutt about Miami not being happy with the package that Milwaukee's not happy with the package Miami's put together for Giannis. So how do you guys see this playing out?
Okay, JD.
I think it's going to be the best package. And from what I've been reading, Boston is definitely in the conversation. If Jaylen Brown wants to leave Boston, then to me, it's a no-brainer. Like, if he feels like, I don't want to play second fiddle to Tatum because I can lead a team. And honestly, he's just proven that this season.
Yep, I agree.
He's proven that. And honestly, if it's me and I got to choose between Tatum and Brown, I'm keeping Brown. You know what I'm saying? I mean, because I like the dude I like that dog, man. I got to hold back. You know what I'm saying? Oh, come back, come back. I'd rather, have to pull him back, to have to motivate him. And to me, Tatum, I mean, while he's a really good player, man, if I had to choose one or the other, I'm choosing Brown because I like his leadership skills. I like how hard he plays night in and night out. I like how available he is. He's durable. You know what I'm saying? So, but if Tatum really, but if Brown really wants out, I think Giannis is coming to Boston because Miami doesn't have a player to offer up as good as Brown, and they're not gonna give them like Bam and Tyler Hero because that would defeat the purpose. So he's probably gonna come to Boston.
I think a team is going to swoop in, a team that we don't expect, and get Giannis. I think all the other things are smoke and mirrors. And here's my prediction. Giannis winds up in Cleveland next year. Watch out.
I'm going to remember that prediction.
Listen, when I said OG Anunoby, y'all laughed at me. As a few times on here, I had a few things that I said, and I was laughed at, and I was right. Mess around, Giannis goes to Cleveland. Put Giannis in Cleveland this year. Put Giannis in Cleveland. They can make the money work between. I think Jared Jackson has a big contract with them. The money can match. They can make the money match.
Who do they have to get rid of?
Not Jared.
What's the Mobley?
Yeah, one of those wings or the center has a big contract.
I don't think they paid Mobley yet, but I'm not sure that I would get off Mobley for Giannis.
Gets him. Mess around Giannis and mess around to be in Cleveland.
But who's leaving Cleveland in that deal then? James
they
Harden?
they about to restructure after what the Knicks did. They're going to restructure Cleveland. Excuse me, guys.
But for Giannis to be in Cleveland, that would mean that Milwaukee is going to trade him within their own division. Not just the Eastern Conference, that's their division. So I don't think they're going to do that. And honestly, I think that's why they're hesitant to even trade him to Miami or to Boston because they got to deal with that dude in the Eastern Conference every year. So the money would say if OKC really wants him, they got the pieces to make that happen. They got the players, to trade for him, but they also got draft picks to include with the player. You know what I mean? So
they could trade like Chet Holmgren and another guy and like a couple
and the first round or two.
Or two, right.
And he's out of their conference. He's in the Western Conference. They ain't got to deal with that dude until the NBA Finals.
Now, what about? I heard that Milwaukee, if they got Jaylen Brown, they would flip him to Atlanta for picks and younger players. That allows Jaylen Brown to be the number one guy there. What do you think about that scenario?
He's from Atlanta.
That'd be good in Atlanta. He'd be good. Him and CJ McCollum together.
He's born and raised in Atlanta.
Yeah.
So him going home, it make a lot of sense for him to go back to Atlanta, in a lot of ways.
I just don't see Atlanta ever winning a championship.
Well,
Atlanta's a good place to visit. It's too much of a party town. I know New York is a party town, but Atlanta is a party town. You know what I mean? When you want a flight to Atlanta, the party starts as soon as you get into on the airplane. Like, oh, we in Georgia.
Yeah. Atlanta got pieces too. They got some good young players, but I don't know if they got players that's making the money to match.
That could be a problem.
Yeah.
All right. We have a few minutes left. Let me touch on this World Cup soccer. I'm going to be brutally honest. I am not a fan of soccer. The game is too slow for me, but I just wanted to get you guys' thoughts. Are you interested? Are you watching? Do you care? What's your thoughts, Mo?
I just thought it was funny when Portugal was playing. Who was it? Congo. Congo.
Democratic Republic of the Congo. Yeah.
And they had a show. They were in Portugal, and it was just like this little section of people from Congo standing on something, and it was like the rest of the world was so quiet, and they were just dancing and celebrating. I mean, it felt like me when the Giants won that first Super Bowl. I was at a friend's house. They invited me just because I was a Giant fan. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody. I'm not.
They all
really
crying, and you were there like.
Listen, you know what they said? You know what they said to me? We were yelling all night long, and they're like, Mo. After the game, they're like, Mo, be quiet. You're gonna wake the baby. Oh, now I'm gonna wake the baby.
Listen,
But,
I love the World Cup. And Chocolate, I'm not gonna lie, I felt like you until 2003. No, I'm sorry, 2002. You know, I was living in Philly, you know, but so I came to New York, you know, because I'm a filmmaker, man. So we was on hiatus, you know, we just finished a project. So I would come to New York, you know, for like 2 weeks, 3 weeks at a time, you know, stay, with my wife and stuff. Well, she was my girlfriend then. And her brother was a huge World Cup fan. And this is when it was, I forget where it was, you know, but it's different time zone. So by the time the matches were happening here, it was like 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. And so it was just me and him up watching these matches. And he introduced me the right way because he had me watch a match with Brazil. And Brazil scored like 6 or 7 goals in the game. So that kind of eases you into like how it's played. You get the rules and you can appreciate how hard it is. But what really got me was the stadium. The fans were fanatical. They was like blowing horns and they were ringing bells and it was so loud, you know, and they just rope you into the whole spectacle of it all. And so as much as I love it, you know, from the game aspect, but I think a lot of that that's kind of missing here in the United States because I don't think the real fans aren't really here like that because it's so expensive to be here.
So I think that I've gone to watch soccer live. I actually drove down to the Meadowlands back in the 90s to watch. It was a 4-team tournament, and there was 2 games being played. And my friends, one of my friends is a fanatical soccer fan. He'll watch it in any language, doesn't matter what it is. So we went down there, and I can honestly say that the vibe is different. The crowd obviously is into it. And watching the game and having him explain, okay, this is what offsides is and all that stuff. I get all of that. But to watch it on TV and just watch them kick the ball back and forth with not much going on, and then them guys getting tapped and flopping around and getting yellow cards and whatnot, I'm like, what are you guys playing ballet? Like, what is this? So it's very frustrating for me to watch soccer, especially, you know, no score, it's 0-0, those kind of games, or even 1-1. And again, ironically, they just built a new soccer stadium in Pawtucket where I live, and I have yet to go there. I think maybe next year I'll go just so I can go to a game. They have a local team here, but, you know, the World Cup for me really hasn't been big since like Alexi Lalas was playing in the 90s. Other than that, I can't get into it. And they have all the games at Gillette Stadium now going on. The traffic is crazy. The people are crazy. All the Scottish fans here are drinking all the bars dry completely. They ran out of beer. And
they're keeping the bars open 24 hours a day, I heard, because of the time of different games. Some bars are staying open like 24 hours.
So the governor put in a rule for bars to stay open as late as they want, and many of them are taking advantage. And a bunch of bars have ran out of Sam Adams. They ran out of Sam Adams and had to have a special delivery made. So all the Scottish fans are, you know, that. And look, I think that the fan part of it is fun and, you know, phenomenal for this area and the other areas too, I'm sure. But they infiltrated the Red Sox game the other night. I was watching it, and there were all these Scottish fans cheering and getting the crowd into it. So that part for me is fun to see. But the actual games, unfortunately, they're not doing anything for me. Maybe you have to come to New York and watch a game with you. Maybe you could change my tune.
Hey, Chocolate, look, here's the thing. I suspect that the bars being dry is not because people from England are drinking it dry. It's them New Englanders.
No.
Drinking it dry.
No, listen, the New Englanders here can drink, but not like the Scottish guys. They've cleaned up a lot of the bars around here.
Oh my God!
So
And it's funny how they talk about Knicks fans beating up people in the streets. But if you a soccer fan and you rooting for another team in another
They got the
country,
hooligans over there. Yeah.
you will die. You will.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
you could literally. I mean, like, and don't nobody do nothing. You be in Italy and you from Brazil, rooting for Brazil, you will die in Italy, and vice versa.
yeah,
But yet still, New York gets the bad rap.
they are that crazy. All right, it's time to wrap up. So Mo, tell everybody how they can follow you.
MOE_comic on Instagram. This weekend I'm in Taunton at the Juneteenth Festival Saturday afternoon, and that night I'm in New Hampshire with my man Dan Speranza.
Jay, tell everybody how they can follow you.
You can follow me at JD Hayes at djonesgotlostoday.com.
Word. You know what it is? It's all the Knick haters. All the Knick haters are gone. All the Knick haters don't want to be here for parade day. That's all right. And they call me missing in action when the Knicks lost.
MIA.com. What D Jones at?
On 7 Mile.
You can follow me and Frank on Boston Straight Shooters on Facebook and YouTube. Name of the show is Box Seats. We're on every day from 6 to 7. Guys, thank you very much. Thank everybody for tuning in. And we have a lot to talk about again tomorrow. So we'll be back and we'll see you later.
Hey, what you need, yeah.